All right, everybody. So, this, I hope, is the last video I have to do on the whole Jack Murphy drama. I really hope this is the last thing I'm ever making on this subject. But, however, necessity has demanded that I at least give one more thought on this whole debacle. And it's because after everything that has occurred, uh, Jack Murphy has apparently targeted Jeremy's account on Twitter, got him banned, got him removed, apparently indefinitely. And this is a lesson for everyone, but particularly for Jeremy. Now, I'm going to take the time to give some perspective, and I hope that it's received in the spirit in which it's given, because I like Jeremy. I followed Jeremy for quite some time, and I don't know Jeremy personally. We are not what you could call friends. Um, and Jeremy and I are not what you would call cut from the same cloth in any respect. Jeremy is what he portrays himself as. He is a far more libertarian individual. He has a far more live and let live mindset and mentality and ethos. And he comes by that honestly. What you see with Jeremy is truly what you get, and I can attest to that. The one time that Jeremy and I have actually spoken was when I interviewed him for the Liberalists, and we discussed his history with the Magic the Gathering judge circuit, in which Wizards of the Coast refused to adequately screen their judges to make sure that they weren't hiring pedophiles. So that's how I know Jeremy. That's our previous association, and we haven't had much of any association since. Now, the reason for this video is to offer a perspective from someone who is not of the mind and like of Jeremy and the quartering, uh, to offer the perspective of someone who is a conservative. And I feel that I feel that this point of view matters, and it's something that Jeremy himself needs to hear. And the reason it's important is because um, people of Jeremy's sentiment, mindset, and default politics is going to tend to be more forgiving. They're going to tend to try and give benefit of the doubt. He does not want to destroy Jack Murphy, and when he says that, you should believe him. That is true to form when it comes to Jeremy's content, Jeremy's past actions. He's being sincere. However, as someone who is cut from a very, very lifelong conservative cloth, um, don't show hypocrites mercy. And there's a good reason for that. And the reason is not because we on the right do not, we do venerate saints and we do love sinners. The problem with Jack Murphy is that, unfortunately, he doesn't qualify for the benefits of either. Jack Murphy, through the revelations that have been uncovered, is not just a sinner. He's not just uh, someone who's made mistakes. Jack Murphy is a hypocrite who is engaged in actions that his own target audience, the conservative male who is trying to better himself, should find completely to be alien to his nature. The things that Jack Murphy has done, the cuckoldry, the webcam shit, even though Jeremy may himself feel that this is something that can be easily looked over or should just be apologized for, or that someone could have had just a change of heart in the recent years, that is not adequate, because Jack Murphy has intentionally given himself the reputation of being someone that could relate to a group of people where those actions are unconscionable. They are anathema. They are the exact opposite of our nature and who we claim to be and who we fight to be. And because of that contradiction, because of that hypocrisy, uh, Jack Murphy needs to burn. And he doesn't deserve to burn just because of his hypocrisy. With people like Jack Murphy and the way that Jack Murphy has conducted himself, the thing that you learn about the hypocrite is that they are just as vile, evil, and two-faced as any other leftist. They are just as maniacal, just as megalomaniac, just as egotistical, and just as impervious to criticism as the left is. And for that dynamic, they deserve not an ounce of leniency. Because you have to understand, this betrayal isn't just, oh, they've had a journey. Oh, they grew up. Or, oh, they came from a different background and they're growing into the conservative movement. And there's reason for grace in those cases because that describes a lot of us. Not myself, obviously. As I've said before, I'm a lifelong hard-ass conservative. But even I recognize that there is reason for grace in terms of people who are growing into this lifestyle, this point of view. Jack Murphy is not one of them. Jack Murphy from the start has portrayed himself to be something he's clearly not. And that reality needs to be exposed. It needs to be mercilessly and ritualistically handled and exposed. To be perfectly clear, as a conservative, I don't care what Elijah Schaffer thinks, or Sidney Watson, or even Glenn Beck. I don't care what they think or how they feel about the need of a Jack Murphy in our movement. We don't need Jack Murphy. We don't need a liar. We don't need a hypocrite. We don't need a scoundrel. We don't need a grifter who's going to set men on the wrong path with wrong principles, with wrong points of view in what it means to be a man and to be a conservative man, no less. So what I'm trying to say is keep it up and don't back down in any way, shape, or form. You give him everything he deserves. I know you've pulled your punches up until this point. Don't hold back anymore. There is not an ounce of mercy or leniency that this man deserves. And I'm telling you that as someone that Jack Murphy was supposed to be marketing to. This is a betrayal that there is no excuse. There's no hiding. There's no grace period. Yes, if he had been a better person, he could have handled this differently. He didn't. And that's why we shouldn't give him the mercy of the sinner, because we do offer that mercy. We do offer that love and that forgiveness. But Jack has thoroughly rendered himself unworthy of even that consideration. I hope this finds you well, and I hope that God blesses you in your efforts to reclaim what you've lost and that you grow from this experience. I hope that you are successful in all your ventures. And I want to thank you for being that voice when no one else was. As always, stay carnal, everyone, and Godspeed. God bless.